So Todd played the qualifying final against Geelong on the weekend through to a prelim again this year. How did that one feel?
Yeah, it was good. It was a little bit of a weird feeling after the game. Speaking with Mott's and sort of felt a bit deja vu. And it was this time last year we bet them in the qualifying and made it through to the prelim as well. So had a bit of a weird feeling about it, but it's obviously a very good moment for us as a group. And yeah, we're very proud.
Comparing it to that game last year, obviously you had the shoulder injury pretty early on and came on under some pain. Did it feel better to know you could stay on the whole game and have more of an impact this year?
Yeah, the last two times I played Geelong, I had my shoulder, and then this year I had my concussion. So I haven't really finished a game when I was playing them. So it's good to, get through and, contribute to the team as well, and sort of get that belief in yourself against a really good side like Geelong.
Yourself and Charlie only kicked the one goal between the two of you, but the impact that you guys are able to have around the ground and on the scoring was pretty immense. How do you think you guys have started to really click in this back half of the year, especially playing with the four talls?
Yeah, I think it's just taken a little while with the four talls, and obviously on the weekend we only had the three with Mitch being out, but hopefully he can come straight back in. But I think it just takes a little while to learn, each other's patterns and each other's, strengths and weaknesses. And, I think Charlie was enormous on the weekend with his contest, and, Pete was really good down there as well. And, sort of allows me to, play a little bit higher and then, help the team out in other ways with defense and stuff like that. So I think when it's up and going, it's a really good mix, and, hopefully we can keep that momentum going forward.
How exciting was it seeing Ratio Fantasia light up Adelaide Oval like he did?
Yeah, it was really exciting. We saw a few moments this year against, some other games where, he sort of does some things that you sort of sit back and think like, wow. And he had a couple of those on the weekend again, and, he's a really exciting player like that, and I think he's going to be really important going forward.
Do you think that was arguably the team's best team performance for the year, winning all four quarters and sort of Geelong never really were able to mount much of a challenge?
I think so, yeah. I think, as you said, we probably stuck to our task as consistently as we have this year. And I think, all four quarters, our hunt and, our tackle pressure and stuff was right on. And before the game, we made that a big focus to, bring the finals footy pressure. And I think to be able to do it as consistently as we did on Friday night was really good, and I think it holds us in good stead going forward to our prelim game.
You spoke about it was a bit of deja vu, obviously playing Geelong 2 years in a row, getting the same result. Did Ken or TJ or anyone sort of reflect on last year post game and how do you think you guys are prepared heading into another prelim as opposed to last year?
We didn't really touch on it much post-game. We sort of just really enjoyed the win, and the rooms after the game were really good. But I think as we do the review and come back together as a team, it might get spoken about. And I think TJ said last week we're better prepared this year. And I think there's the young boys and getting that extra finals experience last year hopefully helps us over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Got the bye obviously before the prelim. Having that weekend off and the training load and everything, how do you think you guys will manage obviously getting some rest in the legs and staying sharp, ready to face who we face in the prelim?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit different not playing footy this week. It'll be good for the older boys and the sore boys to let their bodies freshen up, and we'll still have a pretty good training session on Saturday, I'd say. So, but it's going to be really good to have that week off to freshen up physically and mentally. Hopefully we can have a good session, as I said, and next week just build it right up to the Saturday night.
There's a lot of competition for spots at the moment. It's probably one of the healthiest sides we've had for a long time. What's the energy been like at training, especially with guys fighting for spots and trying to get into the side?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think our training standards the last 2 or 3 years have been really good. But when we got the healthy list and people fighting for spots, like you said, training sort of does go up an extra notch, and it's just a really good environment to be a part of at the moment. And it's sort of that competitive nature environment, but we're also best of mates. So it's been really good.
Looking sort of around the country at the moment, obviously there's Melbourne, Sydney lockdowns and no crowds at games, whereas we were fortunate enough to have 20,000 in the house at Adelaide Oval, and hopefully potentially an even bigger crowd for the prelim. Is there a moment when you run out that you look around and you can sort of soak it in just before the game, just to see how many people are there and how fortunate we are to have a crowd?
Tommy Jonas, I don't think has lost a toss this year, so he always kicks down to the southern end, and as a forward, walking down there and seeing all the scarves and stuff when Never Terrace Party's on, that's when I sort of take a couple seconds and look around and sort of take it all in, and I'm sure some other players do that as well. But yeah, I think it's such a great experience playing in front of fans, and sort of missed out on that a bit this year, playing in Melbourne and stuff in front of no one, and sort of just gives a different vibe to the game and a different sort of energy level, and you can sort of bounce off that, especially when your team's winning.
Last one for you. This weekend, obviously, we'll play the winner of the Bulldogs and the Lions. Are you gonna watch the game, or do you think you'll spend the weekend on your doing things yourself, and whoever comes?
We got a couple of days off this week, so I might try and knock a few jobs out, try and get some stuff done in the garden, and have a round of golf or something like that. But yeah, I sort of watch most footy games, and I'm sort of still a bit of a footy nuffy. Watch pretty much every game over the weekend gone, and I'll probably be watching the Brazilian Bulldogs game pretty closely, just to see how they play, and see if we can take anything into the prelim.
Do you have a preference of who you'd like to play at all, or it doesn't matter?
Oh, it doesn't really matter, mate. I think if we want to win the flag, we have to beat whoever comes at us. So sort of we're in a pretty privileged position now to, as you said, have the week off and to watch the game, and but no preference from my end.